Hello everyone, Kyle Erickson here. Today I wanted to do something a little bit different. We've all been hearing a lot lately about Apple Silicon. Apple released the M1 at the end of last year, and there's loads of articles and videos out there about how performant it is. I've done reviews and comparisons myself on this channel, and I think the results pretty much speak for themselves. We're still seeing new devices pop up on the M1 chip. We just saw the iMac and the M1 iPad here last month or so it's still pretty new, but there is a lot of new information on the successor to the M1, the M2. There are news reports out there that the M2, or the M1X, as it sounds like it might be being called, has entered production already. We could see new devices popping up with it as early as July. There has been some talk that these new machines will show up at WWDC this year, which is super exciting because that's just around the corner. And within the past week or so, we kind of got an idea of what machines the M2 or the M1X or whatever it's going to be called will show up first. News has been out there for a while now that we'll see the next iteration of Apple Silicon and the MacBook Pro first, and I think that's a pretty safe bet. We still don't have a 16-inch MacBook with an M1. We're still stuck at 13-inch, and I know a lot of people are holding out for that because they want more screen real estate. But for some people, 13 inches just isn't big enough. So of course it makes sense that this is where Apple would go to next. What I'm most excited about though, for selfish reasons, is it's now rumored that the M1X will now appear in a new Mac Mini. Now, I've been checking out a lot of videos lately about the M1 Mac Mini, and I don't think I can really justify getting one yet. Not because I don't think it's an amazing machine or anything, but because I've already got a spec'd out M1 Air. So I can hook that thing up to an external monitor and be able to use it for the most part just like I would a Mac Mini. If we get an M1X Mac Mini, maybe it would be enough to tilt the scales. Jon Prosser has leaked these images, which are renders of potentially what we'd be looking at in the newest Mac Mini version. This design totally makes sense as it does match some of the other models that have been coming out recently, like the iMac, and supposedly they're considered releasing with all the new colors like the iMac as well, which leads me to believe that people will be buying a lot of silver Mac Minis. There are 4 Thunderbolt USB-C connectors and a few USB-A and an HDMI and an Ethernet connection, so I think there's plenty of ports for such a small machine. The only thing that I'd personally like to see on these is an SD card reader, but other than that, I think there's more than enough ports here. You've apparently got a MagSafe power cable right there, and the power button is right beside it as well, but man, does that thing ever look like it's in a small form factor. And apparently, even with that small form factor, we're still potentially going to see a pretty big jump in performance. It's rumored that the M1X will have a 12-core CPU and a 16 to 32-core GPU. And on top of that, we're talking about this machine coming out with the capability of supporting 64 gigs of RAM. This sounds like an absolute beast to me and something that I could 100% get behind. The biggest question for me, if this is all true, what are we going to be looking at price-wise? If Apple can keep the price down on these, I can't see why these things would not sell like hotcakes. I know personally, I'd be in the line to grab one of these things. I'd like to know what everyone else thinks of a potential new M series processor. Are you excited about this? Is anyone else going broke yet from forking out cash from all these new Apple products that we've seen arrive in the last year? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. As always, if you guys enjoyed this video, please give it a like. This video format isn't something that I usually do. I'm usually more about physical product reviews and features, but if you would like to see more stuff like this, please let me know. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you want to see more of this content, and hit the bell beside it to get notified anytime I release a new video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.